It's over. The man or woman whom you gave your the entirety is heading off because of a darkish. Angel says this is a completely essential message for you today. Do not forget about it. Pay attention to this message. It is over. The person whom you gave your the whole thing is heading off you because of a darkish secret. They may be hiding approximately something they by no means wanted you to find out. You adore them with the kind of love that many only dream, approximately deep, unshaken, pure. You stood beside them whilst all people else grew to become away. You prayed for them, forgave them even if it broke your spirit, and believed in them while you had every purpose to stroll away. You silenced your own desires simply to pay attention the sound in their voice. And in go back, they placed a curtain of silence between you and the fact. However, now the silence is cracking. Now the fact is breaking through like morning light underneath a heavy sky. You experience it, don't you, that quiet aching pull for your coronary heart? That restless stirring on your spirit? It's because you aren't crazy. You had been never overthinking. You were by no means too emotional, too touchy, too connected. You have been simply deeply connected to something actual. And now that connection has started out to tremble due to the fact the truth can now not stay hidden. They're hiding something that could change the way you notice everything. Something that could give an explanation for the coldness of their voice, the not on time responses, the constant distance dressed as distraction. The way they look away while you ask too much. The way they used to hold your hand tightly and now slightly brush your arms. You gave them your coronary heart without hesitation, but they gave you a half-truth dressed as affection. This is not approximately revenge. That is about revelation. You deserve readability, peace, know-how. You should be let loose from the emotional limbo wherein you maintain waiting for their version of affection to meet yours. However, it by no means will. Due to the fact their silence isn't simply silence. It's a wall built to hold the fact far away from you. Now, not due to the fact you wouldn't understand it, however, because the reality might come up with power, the energy to walk away, to heal, to stop sporting the weight of someone else's guilt. And the reality it is this: a person near them is aware of. Someone of their circle has seen it all. And even though that individual once swore to keep the name of the game hidden, they may be now trembling because they know that the fact is rising to the floor. They can feel that something sacred is about to shift. What become once blanketed in secrecy is now being pulled into the mild. And irrespective of what number of distractions are thrown your way, no matter what number of apologies or justifications are rehearsed, you'll see the truth. And whilst you do, you might not disintegrate. You will upward thrust, you'll upward push with clarity, with expertise, with a quiet fire that says, I see now. I see what I could not before. Because the universe has been conspiring to expose you what your coronary heart already sensed. That love, real love, doesn't hide behind deception. It would not ask you to reduce. It does not call for your silence in change for closeness. Love invitations truth. And where there may be no fact, love cannot breathe. There may be a place to your spirit that still desires to hope, nonetheless wants to agree with that is all a false impression. That can be there simply beaten. That can be your an excessive amount of, or no longer enough. But hear this now, you aren't too much. You're by no means an excessive amount of. And you are more than enough for someone who sincerely sees you. The problem is not you. It never become. They realize that in case you located out the whole tale, you would in no way take a look at them the identical manner again. And they're proper. You would not. Because the model of themselves they confirmed you is not the overall photo. They showed you the facet they wanted you to see. The facet that might draw your love, your loyalty, your strength. However, the relaxation of it, the part they saved in shadow, that's where the solutions live. It really is where the story takes a flip. And nonetheless, you stayed. Even when your coronary heart whispered, even when your body tensed, even if your goals hinted at something uneasy, you stayed because you believed in what you felt. You stayed due to the fact your love changed into unconditional. But love must never require blindness. It ought to in no way demand which you forget about your very own intuition. Just to keep someone else at ease. It is time to open your eyes. To really see. To see not just who they're pretending to be, but who they have been all along while nobody else changed into looking. There is power in seeing in reality. Electricity in now not desiring them to validate your well-worth. Strength in not asking questions they refuse to answer. You're being pulled closer to your truth, and even though it is able to hurt, it'll additionally heal you in methods you in no way imagined. They're keeping off you, no longer because they don't care, however, due to the fact they care more about shielding the illusion than nurturing the reality. Due to the fact in case you ever certainly knew what they have got hidden, it unwrite the tale they advised you. It might unravel the image they crafted, and they're no longer prepared to stand that. However, you are geared up. You have been born for this awakening. You had been made to face within the fullness of who you are, no longer manipulated through silence, now not decreased through secrecy, however empowered via reality. Allow them to keep away from. Allow them to conceal. Due to the fact the greater they run, the extra the fact catches up, and the greater you are searching for truth, the greater the universe clears your course to locate it. You are not supposed to live stuck in this confusion. You aren't meant to keep repeating this cycle of wish and unhappiness. Something is shifting now. You could feel it. The air is exceptional. Your desires are louder. Your spirit is not willing to settle. And whilst they retreat, something extra is coming near. Something sincere. Something open. Something that doesn't need to be decoded. You will look returned and realize this turned into never rejection. It changed into redirection. It changed into safety. It turned into the divine preparing a brand new chapter, one which starts evolved no longer in heartbreak, however in awakening. Ultimately, it is being exposed. The silence, the avoidance, the coldness, it wasn't random. It wasn't simply existence getting in the way. It turned into a cover. A defend. A desperate try to hide something you had been always going to discover. And now, the cover is lifting. The air is moving. What become hidden will come to the floor. And when it does, do no longer fall apart. Do now not beg for reasons. You owe yourself greater than that. You owe yourself peace. Walk away from the load that become by no means yours to carry. Walk away from the story that requested you to sacrifice your worth for someone else's comfort. Walk in the direction of the reality, irrespective of how painful, due to the fact the reality will unfasten you. You gave the whole thing to someone who couldn't give you honesty. That chapter is ultimate. Permit it, let it close so something new can start. Let it close so you can breathe again. So you can love once more and not using a secrets and techniques, no shadows, no avoidance. You aren't broken. You are breaking through. The fact is not your enemy. It's your beginning. And now, you're equipped. Prepared to upward push, to heal, to step absolutely into the mild of your own life. prepared to release what now not serves you and embody the love as a way to by no means ask you to reduce, hide, or wait in silence once more. This message is for you, and I need you to open it, to receive it, to hear the divine whisper that has traveled to you through this very moment. There's a message that has been sealed within the religious realms, a message wrapped in mild, and these days it finds you. It's been carefully planned, divinely timed, and its miles now geared up to break into your coronary heart. God says, it's over. However, pay attention this along with your coronary heart, not just along with your thoughts, because the depth of this message will stir something deep within you. You spot, the person whom you gave the whole thing to, the only who held your agree with, your love, and your devotion, they were keeping off you. The silence you've been feeling, the space it truly is grown among you, the unexplained absences, it is not because of you, it isn't because of your worth or the affection you poured out. No, it's far because of something they're hiding. A mystery so darkish, it has woven itself into the very material of their being. And that key is what has prompted them to pull away. This man or woman, the one who you gave your coronary heart to, has been carrying a burden. They were walking round with a weight they couldn't share, no longer with you, no longer with everybody. And that weight has ended up a shadow, creeping between the moments of joy you shared, overshadowing everything that after felt certain. They have hidden the reality, wrapped it in silence, and selected to retreat, despite the fact that you gave them the entirety. You gave them love, agree with, religion, and your innermost vulnerability. But now, they cannot come up with what they once ought to, because the secret they have got been retaining is too remarkable. You may have felt the space, the manner they have started to act in another way, as although the spark between you each has dimmed. You may have questioned why their phrases not convey the identical warmth, why their eyes no longer keep the same affection. And in the midst of this, you've got searched yourself. You have requested, what did I do wrong? You've got questioned your moves, your words, even your worth. However, God is speak me to you these days, and he says, this isn't about you. This is approximately them and the darkness they have got chosen to carry alone. They're hiding something. A secret, so heavy, so hard, that it has slowly all started to unravel everything you once knew. And this key's why they've distanced themselves. It's why their coronary heart, as soon as so open to you, has closed. But pay attention intently, for God is announcing that even as they create this secret, you are not supposed to endure it with them. You aren't meant to carry this burden. You are not meant to be trapped inside the confusion that comes from their silence. No, my dear, God has already all started to boost you out of this situation, to drag you in the direction of peace, to move you into an area of clarity and renewal. You could feel the edge of rejection, the ache of being driven away whilst you gave so much. You may wonder why this character, whom you trusted so deeply, has selected to shut you out, to hold something from you, while all you ever desired turned into to proportion of their heart. However, God is right here to remind you of something very essential. You had been never supposed to be the only to restore this. You had been by no means meant to be the only to hold the secret with them. And it is now not a mirrored image of your well-worth. It is no longer a mirrored image of the affection you've got within you. It's genuinely a reflection of what they are choosing to hold. You can sense abandoned, harm, and uncertain of the way to flow ahead. You can sense betrayed by using the only you depended on, the one who once whispered guarantees into your ear. However, God says, the ache you feel now could be transient. This is the instant of launch, the instant whilst God is pulling you out of the confusion, out of the fear, and right into an area of peace. You have been so strong. You have got been affected person. You have got poured out love, and now it's time a good way to receive the love which you deserve. This man or woman's secret isn't always your burden to carry. And while they'll continue to cover of their silence, it isn't always so that you can live ready within the shadows. You're intended for the light, and God is guiding you toward it. He's guiding you towards recovery, closer to new opportunities, toward a future where the chains of this modern-day state of affairs will not keep you down. I know this is hard. I realize it stings to experience the space develop, to experience the coldness wherein once there was warmth. But I need you to hear this along with your heart. You are not defined by using what they pick out to hide, nor through their silence. You are defined by the affection you give, the kindness you display, and the faith you preserve. You are defined by the mild that resides inside you, the electricity you have got built, and the braveness that flows via your veins. God has a plan on your life, and this second, as tough as it can seem, is part of that plan. This character's mystery does now not define your future. It does now not outline your really worth. It does now not outline the depth of your heart. No, my pricey, your worth is a ways greater than the actions of each person around you. Your really worth is written inside the stars, recognized via the writer of the universe, and he sees you. He sees your coronary heart, your tears, your pain, and he's right here to tell you. It's time to allow pass of the load that this person's mystery has located upon you. The secret they are hiding, the load they may be sporting, does no longer belong to you. It changed into never yours to carry. And as tough as it's far to permit pass, as hard as it may feel to launch them, God is telling you that it's time. It's time to step into your future. It's time to transport past the ache, past the confusion, and into the readability of His love. And let me inform you something. God is preparing something some distance greater for you. A love that is open, honest, and unfastened from the shadows of secrets. A love this is pure, consistent, and proper. You have got been expecting this. You've got been craving for this. And now, I have not forgotten you. I've no longer forsaken you. I'm with you, even in this moment of ache. And I'm leading you to something new. Something beautiful. Something actual. Don't permit the silence of this man or woman preserve you returned any longer. Don't let the load of their secret control your peace. Let move. Launch the grip, step forward into the light. You are deserving of a love this is unfastened, a love this is complete, and a love that does not come with hidden burdens. Your heart is worthy of it. Your soul is worthy of it. And as you flow forward, understand that God has already gone in advance of you. He has prepared a course of healing, of restoration, and of latest beginnings. You are not meant to walk on my own forever. You are not supposed to hold the ache of this person's secret. God will offer, He'll restore, and He's going to lead you into a love this is a ways past what you have got imagined. You're worthy of a love this is open, a love this is sincere, a love that is natural. The hurt you sense now's brief. It is the beginning pangs of a new season, a season of recovery, of launch, and of transformation. Allow it move. Permit this man or woman's mystery go. Let it all pass. God has a new starting waiting for you, and it's miles filled with peace, with joy, and with love. It's over. The secret they've been hiding, the distance they've been preserving, isn't always your burden. It's now not your fault. And it's time to release it. And it is time to launch it. God is with you. He is guiding you. And your future, filled with love and mild, is just starting. Yes, you. The only whose heart has felt stressed by the weight of a silent pain. The only who's been trying to find solutions inside the shadows, hoping that what you feel isn't authentic. But God says it is time for truth to come back to mild. It is time to face the hidden factor that has been lurking in the corners of your life, the secret that has forged its shadow over the individual you gave the whole lot to. It's over. Sure, it's far over. The person to whom you poured your coronary heart, your soul, and every ounce of love you had, they're keeping off you now, not because of you, however, due to something darkish they are hiding. Something buried deep in their spirit. Something that has taken keep of them in a way that they cannot endure to face you. This isn't always a mirrored image of your well-worth. This isn't about your love, your kindness, or your goodness. This is about a mystery, a hidden thing that they cannot hold hidden. A fact that haunts them in methods you can in no way fully understand. God sees the ache you deliver. He sees the nights you have stayed awake, questioning why everything regarded to trade. Thinking what went wrong. Thinking why someone who once claimed to like you presently distances themselves. You experience it, do not you, the coldness? The silence where as soon as there has been warmth. The absence where once there has been presence. The broken promises which have now grown to be an unbearable weight in your chest. But it's miles over. This character is fending off you due to something they may be hiding. Something they fear you will find out. They were hiding it for a long time. Maybe it is guilt. Perhaps it is shame, perhaps it's a deep mystery they do not know a way to confess. But this secret's now too heavy for them to hold without it bleeding into everything around them, into their actions, their phrases, and their conduct. You gave the whole thing to this individual. You love them with the purity of your coronary heart. You didn't hold anything lower back. You relied on them. You believed in them. You poured all of your energy, your joy, and your wish into this relationship. You gave them your vulnerability, your accept as true with, your kindness. You opened yourself up in ways that best someone who clearly believed within the bond would. You showed them the depths of your soul. And now you are left to surprise why things have shifted. Rest confident, not anything will go incorrect with you. You are safe. He has visible you to your lowest moments, and he has been with you each step of the way. The ache you sense on your coronary heart isn't always something on the way to destroy you. It will be the fire that refines you. It will likely be the trial that strengthens your spirit. You may not stay in the season of silence for all time. You will upward thrust from it. But you should first launch the weight of sporting the burden of their mystery. This is not the ending you imagined. This is not the story you dreamed of whilst you first met this individual. But God has a bigger plan for you. He sees what you cannot see. He is aware of what lies beforehand for you. He's working behind the scenes, even in the moments when you feel deserted or forgotten. Even in the silence that stretches between you and your loved one. God is at paintings. The darkness they're hiding does no longer outline you. It's miles their burden to hold, not yours. The truth they've stored from you is theirs to expose in their own time, however it isn't your obligation to carry that weight. You do no longer ought to bear the ache of their mystery any longer. You are unfastened. Loose from the phantasm that their silence means anything about your really worth. You are loose from the lie that their avoidance means you are not enough. God could be with you, relaxation assured. You are not on my own in this. Even if it feels just like the world has grew to become its lower back on you, you're held. You're loved. You are visible. And you're included. Heaven has visible every tear you have cried. Every moment of doubt. Each moment of loneliness. Every night you have wished for the warm temperature of their love to go back. God has been retaining you close in the one's moments, even whilst you did not feel His presence. He has been guiding you through the darkness, even when the route seemed uncertain. You just have to believe God and pray to Him. It is no longer approximately know how the entirety proper now. It is not approximately having all of the solutions. It is about trusting that God is aware of the way forward. Trusting that He sees the bigger photo, trusting that even in this painful second, He is making a manner for you. Permit move of the need for closure from this character. Launch the desire that they may come return to explain, to confess, to make things proper. Due to the fact the reality is, this man or woman isn't the one who will heal you. They may be now not the one who will entire you. You're already entire in God. You have got always been entire. You were created with cause. You had been created with a destiny that isn't always tied to everybody's mystery. The man or woman you gave your the whole thing to may never tell you the truth. They will in no way confess what they have got been hiding. However, you do no longer need that truth to transport ahead. You do not want their confession to heal. You've got the strength within you to move beyond this. You've got the strength to upward thrust above the ache they brought about. You have.